Hi, welcome back. How are you all doing? Match week 36, and this weekend is the reverse of the opening weekend of the season. We've got Dan here to predict all 12 matches of this exciting championship weekend. Thank you very much for being back with us. And I've got to say, there's some cheating going on, Dan, with these scores. I would demand a recount. What the hell's
Yeah,
going on?
I mean, currently you're on 12 points. I'm on 19. I think maybe the youngsters must just have some more ball knowledge than the older generation. You're getting out of touch now. I'm not sure.
Millwall scored in the 90th minute at Derby County, right? I had that as a 0-0. If that had stayed as 0-0, I'd be right up there with it. Right, we need to sort this out. We can't have these
Fine margins.
young punks putting the Barclays era in touch. Right, 12 predictions. Here we go. In the comments, you know what to do. Give us yours. We'll give a shout out this week. Lee, again, spot on with some of them predictions. Last week, Will as well. Thanks for yours as well. We got yours, and I think you certainly beat me. I'm not sure you beat Dan yet. So let's go for it. I'm on the roll. I know what I'm going to do this week. So we're going to start with the Sunday game this time because the best game of the opening day last year was Leeds against Portsmouth. It was 3-3. Who saw that coming at Ellen Road? And now Leeds have to go to Fratton Park on Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff. Many are saying this is probably going to be a potential banana skin for Leeds. Dan?
I probably disagree. I mean, obviously Portsmouth played Luton last week. I'm very happy that I got that right with a Luton win. But it's that back two for Portsmouth. Overall, it was Poole and Pack against Luton. It isn't good enough. It's a makeshift back line. I mean, Leeds did drop points against West Brom, but I mean, everyone still backs Leeds. They've got so much firepower. I just don't think Portsmouth can hold them off. I understand their home form has been immense this season, but it's Leeds. That's how I view it. I'm going to go 2-0 to Leeds.
Do you know, I'd have gone for a draw had Hayden Matthews and not got injured. Pompey are mightily going to miss him. And Anderson, is it?
Atkinson,
yeah. We're going to go 3-1 Leeds. I would have got a draw before that. Right, onto the Friday night viewing now. Yes, Norwich were embarrassed in the opening day of the season as they headed to Oxford, but this time they get a chance for revenge. Yellow on yellow at Carrow Road. Dan, anything other than a home win here?
No, I've gone 3-1 Norwich. I mean, they got a decent point against Blackburn. Obviously, they had that great performance against Stoke. They were unlucky against Blackburn as well. Obviously, it was a late equaliser. There's been talk about Norwich dropping points, but I do think they'll be too far clear in this game. I've gone 3-1. They've got so much firepower. Border Signs has been so good as well. So I think that's too much for Oxford. Oxford have only won once away from home as well this season, which is just not good enough.
Yeah. Going 2-1 here. We are definitely going to see a couple of goals here. Norwich don't keep clean sheets. Oxford can't keep clean sheets. So this is not ending 0-0. This will be 2-1 to Norwich. Right. We've got some managerial returns going on this weekend. We'll start with your club because Heckingttom returns to Bramhall Lane for the first time since he left the Blades with, of course, the only team now left in the FA Cup representing the Championship in North End. I think this is a tricky fixture for the Blades.
I agree with you. I mean, I'll touch on Hecky to begin with. I mean, I've already mentioned in previous predictions videos, I really do appreciate Hecky. I appreciate the job he did. I think he's such an underrated manager. I'm happy that he's kind of getting his plaudits now at Preston, because when he was at Sheffield United, it always felt a little bit part-time. He's just the interim almost still. And also the cards he was dealt at the Blaze, he was very unfortunate. But I mean, yeah, he's got this Preston side so difficult to beat. A great win against Burnley in the Cup as well. But I do think Blades, we kind of do well in these games, difficult games. We don't necessarily deserve to win, but we win. We've got a habit of winning. We've won 8 of our last 10. Obviously, one of them was against Leeds as well, and the fluke against Hull. I've gone 2-1 to Sheffield United.
I need to catch up here, so I need to start taking some risks. I go 0-0 or 1-1. Let's go 1-1. Yeah,
I can see that being the case.
Just think, there's going to be some. I don't think it's done and dusted at the top at all. Leeds have got to go to QPR and other Coventry as well, and other tricky fixtures. So, yes, I'll go 1-1 for this one. No doubt the biggest emotional return of any manager this weekend happens at the CBS as Mark Robins, manager of Coventry for 7+ years with so many promotions, heads back with a floundering Stoke City side to the CBS. There's been calls for the fans not to clap, not to chant his name until the match is finished. But it's going to be, I feel very weird for him walking to a different dugout, Dan, I'd imagine.
Yeah, no, obviously, well, I'm sure all Coventry fans have huge respect for Robins. I heard there was some sort of fallout behind the scenes, and that's why it all happened. But I think they've probably forgotten about him now after Frank Lampard. Obviously, he's doing a great job. They've won 8 of the last 9, which is, well, that's automatics kind of form. I really do see them as, it's probably my favourite playoff contender outside the top 4. Stoke, obviously, they just played Watford, and on our TikTok, Will went. So go and check that out if you haven't already. It was just an awful game that lacked quality, and I think that Coventry do have that quality. So I've gone 2-1 to Coventry.
Okay. The most hostile stadium this weekend is definitely going to be Pride Park. 4,000 Blackburn fans have sold out their away end, ready to wave their plastic snakes and spit their vitriol at their ex-manager, who 3 weeks ago left them for Derby County. They haven't won under Eustace yet. This has got all the markings, hasn't it, of a win for Derby.
I mean, I could see why you think that's the case. I think maybe in terms of just like karma, I don't think Eustace deserves to get any points against Blackburn. You said 0 points. He's not even scored a goal since being manager at Derby. I mean, Blackburn had that shocker against Swansea, but have since got a decent point against Norwich. Also, the manner it came in might help to sort of build momentum into the next game, having such a late winner. I have gone 2-1 to Blackburn. I think they need 3 points if they want to stay in this playoff race.
Okay. And I've just realised why you're ahead, because you don't correct me when I forget to give a score. So here we go. That's why you're winning. Coventry 2, Stoke 0. That's what we're going to go with the previous one. And this one is, oh my goodness, I can't. This is so hard. I'm going to stick with my gut and say Blackburn 1-0. If it's a 1-0 Derby win, I'm gonna cringe now. Right, let's run through the others then. Burnley are at home this weekend. They take on Luton. They absolutely destroyed them when they went to Kenilworth Road on a Monday night fixture early this season, 4-1. It finished with half the team isn't here anymore. It started that game. We're going for a comfortable Burnley 2-0 win here.
You've just stolen mine, Mark. Obviously, Burnley had a disappointing result against Preston in the Cup, but I mean, it was a very changed side. They lost, there was a few key players missing. I mean, I touched on the Luton game already. I'm happy that they won, but I just don't think you can't see it happening against Burnley. I was going to go 2-0 just to change it up. I'll go 4-0, just like the game against Sheffield Wednesday.
Okay, good. Let's go to Sheffield Wednesday's game. You keep dropping them in, don't you? Let's go to Sheffield Wednesday's game now. They beat Plymouth 4-0 handsomely on the first day of the season. And Wayne Rooney's side were awful in that fixture. So now time to get, of course, some revenge. We're recording this before the whole game. This was tonight before we had recording, so we don't know how that's gone. Yes, Wednesday have got injuries and illness has been going through the camp, so they aren't at full strength for this one, Dan.
I mean, as much as I hate to say it, Mark, Wednesday have lost 4 out of the last 5. So, sorry, Sheffield Wednesday fans. But Plymouth have only lost 1 of the last 6. But, I mean, as much as I hate to say it as well, I do think Wednesday are going to win. I'm going to go 2-1 to Sheffield Wednesday. I feel like a lot of Wednesday's recent results, they have been losses or they've dropped points, but I feel like they've deserved more, and a lot of the fans think they've deserved more. So I think they will get all 3 points against Plymouth.
Right, 1-1 for us, nailed on. I was almost certain that one is going to be a draw. Let's look at some more. One of the most more entertaining games of the opening day of the season was Millwall against Watford, finished 2-3 to the favour of Watford. This time, obviously, Watford are at home. What have you made of the fallout from the Millwall saga this weekend, Don?
I don't think Millwall have a chance of playoffs. Obviously, the game tonight against Bristol City is going to have an impact on this result as well. Millwall they've been in good form, a lot of good performances, and have had good results since the end of Jan. But I've gone 2-1 to Millwall. I wanted Watford to kick on, but then it was an awful game against Stoke. So yeah, 2-1 Millwall.
I'm going 2-0 Millwall as well. Yeah, I don't think. I think they've just got the bit between the teeth at the moment. Sunderland, funny all season for Sunderland now because they know they're going to finish fourth. They're not going to go higher. They can't really sink any lower. They play a pretty informed Cardiff side, and Cardiff's record at the Stadium of Light is pretty good as well. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 here and maybe surprise a few.
I like that. I think, well, there's a good chance of Sunderland becoming a bit less consistent now. Obviously, they had 2 back-to-back losses, but they did get a decent win at Hillsborough. It was a very changed side. I mean, I've got here Isidore, Rigg, and Kirkin all benched. So it'll be interesting to see what the lineup is in this game. I also think the Cardiff Burnley tonight will have an impact, and I think Cardiff are going to lose. So I've gone 2-1 Sunderland.
Okay. Next up is West Brom against QPR. Josh Maja scored the hat-trick, I think it was, in the opening game of the season, and when they went to Loftus Road. Yeah, 2 teams which have been a bit patchy up and down, but West Brom just seem to have sorted themselves out a bit now. Dan, you fancy them in this one, I guess?
Yeah, I agree. I spoke last week about how that performance against Oxford is good, but they've lacked consistency. I think they've built on that performance with a point against Leeds. I mean, everyone else has struggled to do that. It was also a good performance. I mean, they could have got more. I do think they're going to win here. I don't think QPR are going to. They're not even really in the playoff race for me anymore. I've gone 2-1 to West Brom.
I need to catch up, and I still think QPR are going to do something this season. I keep saying it every week. I might have to give up and switch to Millwall next week. Let's go. Let's go 2-2. Come on, let's have it. We'll push the boat up. 2-2. Swansea, Middlesbrough. Yes, not much to say on this one. Middlesbrough beat Swansea 1-0 at the Riverside, only just. What's your take on this one?
Well, I thought Swansea would build on that Bristol City win a few weeks back, but then since lost to Wednesday and Stoke. But then obviously, like a great win. I don't think anyone saw 3-0 Swansea coming against Blackburn. But Borough have also had 2 decent back-to-back wins. Finn Azaz back in form. He seems to kind of correlate with Borough's success. He's been inconsistent and not really good enough, whilst Borough have been inconsistent, not really good enough recently. But he looks to be back, so I've gone 1-0 to Middlesbrough.
Okay, we'll go. Yeah, let's go 1-0 Swansea. Let's just have it.
Mix it up.
Yeah. Okay, and I think our final fixture, we got this the wrong way round. It's actually Bristol City against Hull City, I think, rather than the other way around. So Bristol City are at home here. Yeah, story of 2 cities, done.
I've kind of just gone with how strong Bristol City are at home. I mean, they're both at different sides of the table as well. And they both have games tonight as we're recording this on Tuesday, which potentially could impact it. But I've gone for a Bristol City 2-1 win. Although I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
All right, we're going to go 1-1. Yeah, sit on the fence on that one. Hull's injuries are just madness. 3 ACL injuries in one season. That's something going wrong there, isn't there? Right. Cheers, Dan. Thank you all very much. After this, it's the Sheffield derby, isn't it? Next week we'll be talking about. So, yeah, if you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan watching this and want to come on and give him a run for his money next week, let us know in the comments, and we'd love to have just balance out this Sheffield chat next week. So yeah, Sheffield Wednesday fan, let's bring it on and let's get this let's get this blade back in touch. Also, if you fancy yourself coming on, you'd have to be a Sheffield Wednesday fan. If you don't think you can come and give us a run for our money, then just drop a comment below and we'll get you on next week. And you can put us in our place. Thanks so much for watching. Big weekend this weekend. Only 10 games left to go. After this one, an international break just around the corner as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Good luck, Dan. I don't mean it.